a god with a stroke.
What's up, gang? It's your girl Nigee Xo. Keep your heart alive, you feel me? Today is gonna be a banger. The reason why I feel like this is because I'll be giving y'all story times, but this one gets crazy, it gets hectic, it goes stupid, all that, you feel me? So I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and like, share, comment, subscribe right now. And I'm gonna just need y'all to comment down some ladybugs, blue hearts, all that. And I need y'all to go ahead and get y'all popcorn, y'all drinks, all that, because this is gonna be a long video. I know y'all gonna be happy because y'all always want longer videos. And on top of that, it's gonna be a hell of a story. So go ahead and lock in and let's get right into the video. Okay, how we gonna get right into the video right and tell y'all what it's about. This video is gonna be the story time about my worst roommate ever. Some of y'all gonna be like, I know exactly who she's talking about because blah blah. But I'm gonna try to be as anonymous as possible. But if you know, you know. But it ain't my fault that you know. You need to mind your business. You too nosy. That's my game room. But anyway, yeah, if you know, you know. And if you don't, then you don't know. And if you know, then keep it to yourself. Y'all still gonna put something in the comment section. I know y'all. But anyway, look, I'm not gonna say her name. We're gonna call her Carol, which is funny because she don't look like a Carol. She like a Bunquisha. Before I even get right into the video, it's not even like, it's no hard feelings with this person. It's no animosity. It's none of that. Because I'm really like on to bigger and better things in my life. But it's just like, I'm gonna share this experience with my love bugs. Like, I might have said, like, I ain't gonna tell nobody or I ain't gonna do too much, but I'm not doing too much by telling my love bugs, and that's on period. I have the right to explain to y'all what goes on in my life, so if somebody wanna take it personal or they wanna feel like it's something else, it's not, but go ahead and do you, babe, I don't care. Alright, this started back, let's say, like, my time frames in my head be a little off, but I think this started like 7 months ago, probably, maybe 6, something like that. From 4 to 7 months ago. I know it wasn't 4, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna say it was 4. So when I first met this girl, she was cool as hell. I was like, oh, okay. It's a long story as to how I ended up getting into the house that I got. If y'all want that story time, that'd be a separate story time, you feel me? Y'all comment down in the comment section if y'all want the story of how I got my first place at the age of, I was 18 at the time. So comment down below if y'all want that story time. That's gonna be a separate story time. So this was around that time, like 4 to 6 months ago. And I first met the girl Carol. I could only think about that. Y'all know that TikTok that's like, Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked them. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. But anyway, yeah, so I can only think about that. So I first met Carol. Okay, how do I explain this? The housing situation we was in, it was like a program. Not like Section 8 or no shit like that. But it was a program. I ain't gonna say too much because if y'all want other story time, I can't give y'all all the information. She had been in that program for like a good year already. A year and a half or a year. So she was waiting on a roommate. But I didn't have the choice on picking her. Like, the program was set up to where they put us together, you know? So she was already there and then they put me with her. So I'm like, okay, cool. So she had a roommate prior to me. So I asked her, and the lady who put us together, we're gonna call her, I'm so bad at finding names. We're gonna call her Rain, Miss Rain. Smart. Miss Rain was like, oh yeah, you know, she had a roommate previously. Carol and Miss Rain both told me that she had issues with a previous roommate. So I asked her, I was like, oh, what happened? She was like, oh, she was just really lazy. She didn't really like to clean up. So long story short, she ended up getting kicked out. So I was like, oh, okay, you know, I'm clean. You said you clean, so shit, we gonna make you do what it do. So that bitch was not clean. But anyway, at first, you know how it is. Everything's good. Everything's going well. Miss Rain would ask us, oh, like, how's the living situation? How's everything? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's the best roommate ever. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It felt like a match made in heaven. Like, we were such good roommates. One time she asked me, she was like, oh, after, you know, this program or whatever, do you want to continue to be roommates? In my head, I'm like, I don't plan on having another roommate. I plan on having my own shit. But I was like, oh, I f*** her. So if it comes down to that, I'll do that. Anyway, it was great. Everything was good. At first, she actually seemed to be clean. A lot of people, they move in together and they'll be selfish. Like, oh, you get this side of the cabinet, I get this side of the cabinet, you get this side of the fridge, I get this side of the fridge, stuff like that. But we were just like, I buy my food, she'll buy her food. But spices, like seasoning, all that, like, we share those things. We share dishes because it was just like, there's no need to be selfish. Like, you know, be cool. This is how we gonna do it. Me and her, when we first... If you're gonna do all that, can you at least say hi? Me and her, we had the agreement, you're grown and I'm grown. Let me explain this part. When I first moved in with her, we had the agreement to where, like, obviously if you move into somebody, you know, I'm new to this, I'm a young boy, I'm 18. She was, I think, 20 years old. So I was like, oh, you know, she knows more about adulting than me. I want to make sure that we're both respectful towards one another. So I said, look, you're grown, I'm grown. When you have company, you don't gotta tell me. When I have company, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, you know, we both could be cordial about this, you feel me? So You know, I just told her, just make sure that when you have people over, you be respectful, you know, as long as you're mindful. Obviously, common sense don't show any and everybody where you live at. These faces are making ugly as f. Yeah, that was just like a common sense thing to me. But yeah, I was respectful because honestly, guys, in real life, I only really have like 4 friends. So it was never going to be like a large amount of company. My circle real tight, like a virgin. I assumed that if she had company, she'd be smart enough to just know to not show everybody where she live at. Alright, long story short, that was our agreement. And it was going fine. For the first few months, everything was fine. So this is where shit got bad. This is where it started, like the cake started to get cut.
What?
Everything started to break down. My first issue with Carol is that the bathroom situation. I'm not gonna go into depth with that. She doesn't really notice till this day, I don't think. No, I remember now. It's all coming back to me, oh my god. I hope y'all can't see that my lace is lifting under this. But the bathroom situation and then music. So the first thing that happened, damn, this is gonna be a long story time. Oh my god, cause I'm starting to think. This is gonna be a event. Let me get this shit off my chest. This is gonna be one of them. First thing that happened. Okay, the bathroom. If she watched this video, I ain't want to expose you, but Sydney told me to do it. Obviously, Sydney got beef. I would go to the bathroom. I feel like as a young woman, I shouldn't go into the bathroom and know what you just did in the bathroom. I shouldn't go to the bathroom and know your periods are, or you just went to go do a number 1 or number 2. I should be able to guess. It should be a little mystery in the air as to what happened in the bathroom. But I never got that mystery. I always knew. So I was just like, okay, I don't like this. And it was really nasty because it would be like, there'd be times where like I'm dead ass like cleaning up after you. How you tell somebody that they nasty? Because mind you, me and the girl was on good terms at this time. So it's like, how do I tell you, like, yeah, when you go in the bathroom, you kind of seem like a nasty bitch. Like, how do you tell somebody that? So I left it alone. It used to piss me off. You're a grown woman and you're older than me. Why should I have to be going in the bathroom and clean up after you? You know what I'm saying? But I let it ride. I was just clean up every time. And it got to the point where like, I'm a clean freak. So I go in the bathroom and I literally like, I'm a little weird. I'm a little extra, but I don't care. I'll spray the toilet. I'll spray in the toilet, wipe it up and down, all that. That's just what I do. It got to the point where I would go in the bathroom and try to close my eyes just to not see what was on the toilet and just spray everything down. Just know it was a lot. It used to blow me. That was the first thing. And then the second thing was that she would get up in the morning. I wish I could show y'all how my house is set up. Okay, it wasn't a house. It was a duplex. Okay. Her room was on this side and my room was literally right here. If she walked out her door and opened it and looked to her right, she could see me. Like, hey, but what's up? It didn't even really have to walk. So we're close and the walls are thin. There'll be times where she'll get up in the morning and I'm a light sleeper. Like the light even wakes me up. She would get up and play really loud music. And I used to work late at night. So I needed my sleep. Like I would dead ass go to work, stay up late because I used to spend my whole day at work. So I'm like, I'm not just gonna go home and be an old bitch and boring. No, I'm gonna enjoy my little bit of time that I have by myself. And then I'll stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning and sleep till like 11. Then have to get up and take the bus to work. So I needed my sleep, but I didn't get that because she would wake up and blast her music really loud. And then it got to the point, like I used to let that shit ride too. I'm gonna tell you the truth. One thing about me, I'm a pussy. Okay, I said it. I don't like confrontation. If you're not Sydney, Ashley, Zane, or Rick, probably missing a few people. If you're not them, it's hard for me to just come out and say my feelings because I hate to hurt the feelings. I'm sensitive. I don't like my feelings hurt, so I'm not gonna try to hurt yours, you know? So I let shit ride out for too long. For that situation, you know, the music in the bathroom, what led to that exploding and everything coming to the surface, this is how I ended up telling her. One day, this dude, his name was Jonas. That wasn't his name, but obviously I'm coming up with a fake name. So Jonas, like I told y'all, remember I said that we had the agreement where we could have people over and she had to tell me? This is when, like, this agreement was in place. So she had a few people over the house. I came home one night, there's a few people in the house. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, like I said, we talked about this. I don't care. So I'm in my room. I don't really with people like that. I'll see you, I'll speak, and I'll go to my room. I don't like to talk to niggas. I don't with niggas. Like, I just don't. So I went to my room. I'm in there chilling. I don't remember exactly how this happened, but out of the group of people, the boy Jonas started talking to me. Mind you, I had in the same lace. So what did I tell y'all? I was cute. So, the dude Jonas was talking to me and he was like, you know, I do security at this place, blah, blah. And he was like, you should just give me your number. I could tell you about us hiring. Telling me all this shit like, yeah, I got a car, you know, I got my shit together. You know, I got kids, I take care of my kids. I got my own job, I got a career job. Let me put you on. First of all, I'm not dumb. And I know that I'm not an ugly female. And look at me, I'm thick. Like, I look good. I look good. So I was like, he's probably trying to talk to me, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt because I don't want to jump to conclusions. So I gave him my number about this job opportunity. And of course, I was right. The nigga tried to talk to me, but why wouldn't he? I just let it stop. I told Carol this. I said, look, this not a big deal, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Your friend Jonas tried to talk to me and it made me uncomfortable. But it's okay, like, I'm just putting you up on game as to what happened. Don't say anything about it. Because I thought that he was cool like that. So, long story short, it was just one day where I was home, right? Like, fast forward. One day I was home. So, I heard a knock at the door. And it wasn't just an ordinary knock at the door. It sounded like the law enforcement was at the door. At the time, the girl, Carol, she used to talk to this dude. We gonna call him PJ. And I actually used to with the nigga. The nigga was cool. He was always respectful to me. So I'm thinking like, oh, PJ knocking at the door real hard because Carol not answering her phone. Like, this some ordinary hood shit. Like a nigga pulling up on the female because they not getting back to them. So I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm minding my business. If I don't ask for company, I don't open the door. That just sounds like a quick way to get shot if you ask me. I tried to ignore it, but it kept going on and on. And on top of that, the way they was knocking, it sounded like they had pressure. And I didn't want no smoke. So I stayed in the room. So then they left. I didn't know who they was at the time. So couldn't find out. The dude Jonas is outside with this girl. We're gonna call her Kiki. So only reason I found this out because Jonas had hit me up. Remember, he got my number about the job opportunity. So Jonas had hit me up and he was like, oh, can I ask you something? I ghosted this nigga, you feel me? So I'm just like confused, like what is there to ask me? Like, what's up? He ended up calling me. He texted me and then he called me. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? So then he was like, oh, did you ever say that you have a problem with me coming over your house? And I said, no, I never said that because I never said that. Obviously, I told y'all what I said and it wasn't that. I think he said so. He was like, oh, I knew that fat bitch was lying. And then I'm like, okay. He was like, yeah, because she told us that you said you don't want us coming over the house no more, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And I said, no, I never said that. I told him the truth. I said, I told her that you tried to talk to me and I told you that I wasn't interested and I left it at that. And he was like, yeah, but after you said that there was no beef between us. And I was like, and that is correct. There was no beef. While the nigga telling me this, the female Kiki, I hear her in the background. She was like, oh, hey, roommate. Yeah, I knew it wasn't no beef. She just mad because me and her with the same nigga. Just so much ghetto festivities going on. And I'm just like, I don't care. Kiki and Carol used to with the same dude, which is PJ. And then the other nigga, Jonas, was just like the middleman. So what I'm thinking happened is when he came and he knocked on the door real hard, he was trying to be an instigator because I guess that my roommate lied. She lied to them and told them that I said I didn't want them to come back over because she didn't want them to come in the house because there was already some other type of beef with her and the girl Kiki. Does that make sense? It was stupid. So when that incident happened, I texted her a long paragraph because I was really upset. Because when this dude, Jonas, called me, I was on my way to work to a job that I hated. I was already upset because I'm going to throw some donuts. So I texted her. I decided to let everything off my chest. Like I told her, I was like, oh, you know, make sure when you're using the bathroom, you try to be a little cleaner. And also, like when you're getting up in the morning, do you mind playing your music lower or not at all? And I also told her, I was like, this whole situation that all y'all have going on, I don't like the fact that I'm a part of it because I really just be in my bag out all the way. I'm not saying that I made a lot of money or I was this or I was that, but I just went to school, went to work, and came home. So don't involve me in nothing else. I'm already stressed out. So I told her that, and I was like, please don't put me in nothing that y'all have going on. I never had a problem with this boy. None of that. If you want to have him come over to the house still, I don't care, but just leave me out of it. Like, please do not involve my name in none of your stuff. Mind you, she kind of taken out guard, because the only reason she used my name in that lie was because of the fact that she thinking that me and Jonas don't have numbers. But she's stupid, because I told her already that a nigga tried to talk to me. But I guess she was thinking that he tried to talk to me in person. No, he texted me. So that happened. She was dead ass wrong. So what you do when you dead ass wrong? You bite the bullet. After I texted her the paragraph, she was like, oh, okay, it won't happen again. And I felt good because I was like, I finally got all of this off my chest. Everything, like the two small issues that was really bothering me, and then the shit that happened, it's all on the table. So long story short, we did it. I was like, cool, good. At least she could be understanding and stuff when she's doing something wrong. So what happens next is, I'm thinking everything's okay. It wasn't. The whole situation with the bathroom, how I thought, like, you know, she was gonna fix it. For a while, the bathroom did get better, and I was like, yes, thank God, I don't have to clean the bath with this girl no more. Like, yes, she got her shit together. Yes, thank you. But couldn't find out that was simply not the case. It lasted a little bit. It lasted for like a few weeks, probably even a month, maybe a little longer than a month. But after a while, the bathroom situation, it got back to how it was. You know, when you already tell somebody about an issue, but it's reoccurring again, it's like, damn, my nigga, did you even really listen to what I said? I had that little bit of animosity. Like, I know that sounds childish, like, oh, bitch, you really mad because she couldn't really clean the bathroom properly. Yes, like, it just really bothered me. So it was like every time that I would see her in the house, like, I'll just speak to her and go in my room. room real quick. It was just like, I don't really want to talk to you. Ain't nothing to talk about. That's how I felt. It wasn't no beef or nothing. I was just starting to get irritated. Over time, there started to be more and more little things. Let me tell y'all something. One thing about them little things, do not ignore them little things. Because them little things create big things, and them big things up everything. You let so much little shit slide that when something even smaller happens, you just blow up. And I can't remember exactly what every little thing was. It was a mix of a few different things. The bathroom situation never changed. She did not have social cues and social boundaries. She did not understand them. Like, I would have company and she would be on the phone, like on speaker all the time,
walking around in a motherfucking towel.
She would walk around in a towel. Like, mostly when I had female company over. At one point, my little brothers too. When I say she didn't understand social cues and social boundaries, like, she would also be on the phone, always on the phone on speaker, and it wouldn't even be like a respectful conversation. Like, it would be the most ghetto, ratchet, disrespectful shit ever. One time, I remember when my little brothers was over, she was trying to tell me about, it was the same dude, PJ, that she used to with. She was like, oh yeah, girl, I was with him last night and I don't know why he was acting like that. He knew I was drunk. I just wanted some. And I'm like, bro, my little brothers is in the room. Like, my little brothers are like 4 and 6 years old. I looked at him and I was like, you tripping? What's up with you? It's kids in here. Like, stuff like that. She didn't understand how to just be respectful. That was a big one. I really didn't like that. I never walked around in anything. I didn't even feel comfortable to walk around the house in my underwear. And y'all know I'm gay, so I wear like boxer underwear. And I wouldn't even do that. You know, like, I wouldn't even show that much shame unless I was in my room. And stuff like that, it got to be overwhelming. You should already know that you shouldn't be doing stuff like that. It's just common sense. You feel me? I'm starting to remember more of the small things I didn't like. There'll be times where I'll go and I'll get food, right? So I'm the type of person, if I go get some food, I'm not gonna be like, I just went and got some Burger King, or I just went and got some McDonald's and I just came and ate in your face. I feel like that's f***ed up. It doesn't matter who you are to me. Even if I ain't get you no food because I didn't know you was in that house or whatever, I'll offer you something off my plate. So there'll be times where I'll be like, okay, I'm sorry guys, I had to like relocate because of like technical difficulties, but nevertheless, y'all still gonna get this video. Can't let nothing hold you back, man. We're gonna keep going. So there'll be multiple times where I'll go out and I'll get some food. This is just me. Y'all tell me in the comment section if I'm wrong. But if somebody gets you some food or somebody goes and buys you something, shouldn't you be like, do you want me to pay you back? That's what I would do. But I never got that. That shit just made me feel like I'm being used. There's even been times where like, she'll probably need a little Uber to work and I'll be like, if you stuck, you in the jam or whatever, I got you. And she'll be like, oh, thank you so much. I'll pay you back tomorrow. That shit never happened. If I don't ask, don't tell me you're gonna do it and then not do it, because now you're just a liar and you're lying for no reason and you're lying to yourself. I really didn't like that. Those are just like more of the small things that led to me being like, okay, I'm gonna deal with you from a distance, sweetheart. Like, you do you, but do you over there and I'm gonna do me over here. But it's hard to kind of do that when we doing it in the same house. The last big thing was, it was like one day,
That girl is a dumbass bitch.
y'all see what I gotta do it, right? The big icebreaker for me, like, that killed everything was like, there was this one day that it was like late at night. I think I just happened to be in the living room. I was editing the video, I was doing something, you know, trying to deliver y'all this good content that I give y'all. It's nighttime, so it had to be like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I don't know. So Carol walks through the door. So I'm like, oh, how you doing? Then I see somebody behind her. So I'm like, okay. So she's like, oh, Notch, I forgot to tell you, is it okay if my auntie spend the night? So I'm like, okay, yeah, you know, I don't care, like, go crazy. Her auntie comes behind the door. Behind her auntie, it's another person. So I'm like, wait a damn minute. Okay, whatever. It's the auntie and then it's the auntie nephew. I went to my room because I'm like, okay, if they're spending the night, obviously they're gonna be in the living room. So a couple nights go by, they stood up. I don't remember how I came to the realization, but she moved her auntie in the house and a nephew in the house. So I'm just like,